Welcome back, Landscaper. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the 811 number or the utility lines to mark to be safe, the diary of the landscaper, the podcast created for you, to you about safety and business growth. So with no further ado, let's get started. Okay, this is a topic that I see here in the San Jose or San Francisco Bay Area. Take it for granted. Like a lot of people don't take the time to call the number or register online. It's a free free service that PG&E and all the utilities companies give you to be more safe and successful with no injuries or death on your job site by calling this number, or again, if you register and create a profile on the underground North website, which I'm gonna put the links here in the video, along with the much more information. So anyways, you sign in, you request a ticket, you put the address. That's how they call it. Basically, the ticket is your permit that you're good to go with the utility companies, PG&E, whatever power companies in your region or your area. The bigger one, the most common here in San Jose is PG&E, but there is, I guess, is Central Power. I guess is Santa Clara. There's a few other companies around here in the area. So they're gonna come and mark any power underground, gas, and water, sewer, and telecoms or telecommunications like internet, cable, whatever. And each marking is color coded. Like telecommunication is orange, sewer is green, power is red, gas is yellow, and water is blue. And you're gonna have to mark the area on the system or on the app or on the website with there is a map with satellite view that you can pinpoint the area until you create a circle, a square, whatever area you want to work in. And also you're going to describe there what is that you're going to do, if you require a permit, if you're going to dig in the street or the sidewalk, anything. Most of us, we don't need permits because we're digging in the front yard. But even though you dig in the front yard, don't take it light. Make sure you call and do it. It's free, and you will be safe, because if you get to hit one of those lines, you're gonna have to pay big fines and things like that. So once you do that step, the next step is you're gonna start getting emails saying, oh, okay, there is a conflict area in this location. So that means they're gonna go mark. If you get an email say all clear, no need to mark, that means they don't have no utility there. Like for the most part, the water company send you that because the meter is by the street side, by the city sidewalk. So that's what they're gonna mark it up to. So from the meter to the house, it's on you. You need to identify that. There is some third-party companies who can do that for you. Obviously, those are gonna charge you because they're gonna have to do the research, or you can do it yourself. There is some devices that they sell, like a toner or even a multimeter or something like that. They can tell you kind of where the pipe is or the line. If it's metal, if it's PVC, it's a little bit harder because you need a piece of wire to run along the pipe. But anyways, you can have an idea. So once they're there, you're gonna have 72 days prior or before you call or before you start the work. So you have to call 3 days before to give them enough cushion time to those companies to go and mark for you. If you tell them that you're gonna go work tomorrow, they're not gonna go, and they might fine you, or they'll give you some tickets or write-ups because you didn't follow the procedure. So it's very important that you plan ahead and stay ahead. Once they do that, they're gonna, again, each company is gonna go mark. Once they go mark, you're gonna have an email And it's very important that you save those emails and the ticket too. Print the ticket, keep it on your job site, because in any emergency and any incidents that you hit it by mistake, by accident, they're gonna ask you for that. And if you don't have it there, even you request it, they might get you in trouble or make you pay some fines again or things like that. So make sure you have that ticket with you all the time, laminated or printed with your crew, whatever, and keep it posted. Sometimes if the job is gonna last months, you can keep it there hanging in a piece of paper or folder or something. And also those tickets expires. I believe they're like 2 weeks, 7 days lifetime. So then if it's gonna expire, you have to call back again and extend or renovate or update the ticket. If you don't call, it's gonna expire. And then they're gonna make you stop again, so they can give you 3 days. So it's very important that you call before the due date. That due date is on the email and on the ticket as well. So make sure you follow those procedures. And if the markings are already gone because you throw equipment on top or something, call again. Have them remark it's free again. They're not gonna tell you that you can request 1,000 times, and they're gonna be more than happy to go mark it again. Don't be afraid like, oh, I already called 3 times or 4 times. Then they don't care how many times you called. What they care is you being safe and help the community. Because imagine if you hit a main line of gas, that thing can blow a neighborhood like it happened here in San Carlos, like a few years ago or so. I don't remember exactly the day, but it was a big blow up, and that I don't believe the pipe was hit. It was just all pipe. But again, if you hit the pipe, it's gonna be so much pressure and so much gas around it, they can blow out or cause a big fire. And that's why it was same thing. If you hit an electrical line, most of the electrical lines that are buried, they're high voltage, so you will be electrocuted. Explosion can happen as well. So make sure you take those steps. Water lines, I mean, it's water. You might not get killed, but you will make a big mess if you hit a big main line, city main line. I know it's unreasonable to think that you're doing a front yard and you're not gonna dig so deep, and you're not gonna find any main line or any gas line, because you believe that they're very deep. But it has happened to me that we have find or dig out main lines, gas main lines to the meter. They are very shallow, like 2 inches, just buried under 2 inches of dirt or concrete, 2 inches of concrete, that's it. And it was right there. We hit that line one time in one of the buildings that I was working back in 2016, somewhere there, on one of Apple's building, one of Apple's campus. And same thing, firefighters came, they closed the whole building, evacuate people, and it was just a 3/4 line. So they don't take it light, so they go serious, and the police everywhere, because they want to make sure everybody's safe, even yourself. So, and then once they get there, they fix the pipe. We had the ticket, so no big deal, because it was shallow and it was not up to code. So that wasn't our fault, and we were digging by hand. The guy hit it with a pick, no power tool, no nothing. So anyways, because we knew the line. So once they go mark the line, they give you to clear the go ahead, you can start. You're gonna have those lines, those marks, right? Again, I give you the color: red, orange, green, yellow, and sometimes purple. That's reclaimed water or cycle water for the source. So, but it's very rare. Anyways, but purple is there too. So those lines is where the estimated location of the pipe is, but you got 4 feet clearance, means the pipe is here 2 feet this way, 2 feet that way. The pipe can be sit under that marking. So they're never gonna tell you exactly where the pipe is for liability, because if they tell you the pipe is here and you're digging and the pipe was 2 inches or off or 6 inches or whatever, a foot off, and you hit the pipe, then you can blame them because they didn't mark it right. So that line, that marking is a reference for you. So don't follow like a law that is there that you're gonna follow. Well, it is a lot, but it's not 100% accurate. So it can be 2 feet one way or 2 feet the other way. So feet clearing zone or caution zone, whatever you wanna call it, that's what the marking is for on any color. That doesn't matter if it's gas, power, water, cable, telecommunication, internet, whatever, fiber optic, whatever is there is the clearing zone. And I was forgetting or missing once you request the ticket, you have to go mark the area with white paint or white flags or chalk. I don't recommend chalk, either white flags or paint, because chalk is gonna get erased very easy. So water-based marking paint that you can find in Home Depot and most of the hardware stores, or eBay or Amazon, most of the time they sell those spray cans with. You have to go mark that with the points or stripes of which I'm gonna put a picture here of how to mark, and then you're gonna mark the area. It's better for you to put USA and then the initial of your company or the name of your company. If it's a long name, then put the initials. Like I use Get Pro Landscape and Management name as my business name, so I just mark G P L M. That's it, and they will know. With that, they will know it's you. And again, and that way marking tells whoever goes there, PG&E, water company, whatever power company it is, or gas company, whatever, petroleum too, whatever, is gonna go there and mark the area. If the area is not well marked by you with white, that's why it's very important to do the white marking first and then request a ticket, because sometimes we request a ticket today, like very early, and then I go later, or you go tomorrow morning, then someone already get there. So it's better to mark first on the job site and then come request a ticket. So once you mark it there, again, they always go a little beyond those marking that you do or that you did. So again, they want safety, so they will go a few feet each side. And if there is no utilities, I guess PG&E is very good. They're gonna put they're gonna put no electrical and then no gas. So they're gonna put some water there, and then they're gonna give you the clear. But again, if it's a utility line there, if it's something buried there, a conduit, a utility line going through there, they're gonna start marking a break line. So it's a line and then sometimes flags. So they put both. Most of the time they put both. AT&T, PG&E, water company, most of the utilities out there. Telecommunication, like Comcast, it doesn't do it, but AT&T does. They put the line and a break line, like sections of the line, and then flags between those breakers. And then sometimes they do put like a little diamond shaped thing there on the ground that goes like this. So again, I will put some pictures. That means there is a bundle of pipe going across there that you can hit. So that's why they put that. So again, it's 4 feet clearance. So if that thing is 2 feet, so you have 6 feet in total to this way and to this way. So it's very, and then they never gonna tell you how deep the pipe is. Sometimes you see numbers there like 4 inches LP or whatever initials there. Those things will give you the pipe size. Sometimes they are like the thickness or the circumference of the pipe. So like if it's 2 inches, it's a 2-inch main line. 4 inches PL, and the PL LP is the chemical compound to make the plastic, like PVC or something like that, polyethylene or something like that. But they never gonna tell you how deep it is. Again, for liability. So in those areas where the marking is, you have to dig by hand, or by those big old vacuums that they excavate with water, so like water pressure, and they suck in all the water. Those are the only two options to dig on those areas, by hand or by vacuum. But make sure when you're digging by hand, you're really digging by hand. Like, don't use axes, picks, something sharp. Not even a shovel, because you don't know if the conduit right there, the PVC is broken and the cable was spoiled because someone else before you, like 10 years ago, they hit the pipe and they supplied the wire a little bit and they didn't care. They just put tape around it, and you're digging there, you can get electrocuted, shocked or something. So it's very important that you understand that part. So by hand means, usually it's not that hard digging by hand, because they put previous experience. Again, every case is different, every site is different. Most of the new sites, they're very, very well documented now. So the new site, new development, they are very deep. But all developments and all those things, there were not a lot of codes to follow. There were a lot of lumpy work. Let's say, I don't want to say crappy work, but lumpy work. So that's when you're gonna have a problem. Older buildings, older sites, they usually have sand. They call it PG&E sand, so it's like a yellowish, muddy sand, like mud-looking color sand, like brownish, yellowish. It's not like the beach sand or like the playa, like we say. No, it's just more like a. But you would say, oh, sometimes it's like a C33 sand, like reddish sand, concrete wash sand. The conduit goes through there. They put a layer underneath and a layer on top, so I believe it's a full on top and 4 inches on the bottom, somewhere there, to see the pipe there. And so when you start seeing the sun, that means you're going close. And that's one of the construction codes from this for the industry now. So that's the first point, or the first indicator that you're getting close to the pipe. Once you find the sun, stop doing hard impacts or hard shoveling. Go slow. Nobody's rushing you. Remember, your safety is first. And once you find the pipe, then you can use the excavator. Then you work from that point out or forward, wherever you're gonna go, trencher. And then once you clear those 4 feet, you walk away from the clearing zones. You can go use your excavator and everything. That's legal, and that's within the law and within the code. So as long as the excavator operator or equipment operator knows about about using the machine properly, because believe me, I've been having so many guys that they just jump on the machine and they tell me, oh, I know how to use it. I use it over there in Mexico, here, and I spent many years. And they turn out they didn't even know how to run it. One of the cases that it come to my mind right now is one guy that was called I don't remember his name honestly, but the guy told me, oh, the company hired as an equipment operator, like a vodka operator. The company hired him. He told, oh, I got experience, and then they throw me to my crew, because I had a big job back then, and we were needed a vodka operator, because that was the crew leader that can spend the time working on the vodka, because the job or the project will be stuck or on a plateau, because I was using the machine, no one controlling the crew. So the first thing he told me, oh, I need some time to recap and relearn the machine, because it's been so long. How can you call your name equipment operator and tell me, oh, I'm gonna need some time? If you know how to drive or ride a bicycle, and you spend years without using it, you're gonna jump to that bicycle like nothing, using it. The only thing you're gonna have a little bit of struggle is probably understanding the new levers for the if it has different gears. The levers are changing. Some are like a knob turning, or some are like a little lever. and before they were just a little lever like that or something. So it's the only difference you're gonna find. Something like electric car, the little ship gears, a little thing like this. Sometimes they don't even have a gear, they have a nut. So that's the only difference, but you will drive the car. And this guy told me that, so that means he didn't know anything about it. And yeah, for sure, he was making mistakes, breaking stuff, so we ended up getting him out of the crew. I ended up telling my supervisor, look, this guy is not what he said he was. So if you want to fire him, go ahead. If not, move it to another crew, another position. I don't want to hear it because it's just liability. So you have to make sure you can train your guys how to operate the equipment. I told my guys that the equipment is like, it become a part of you. Like the same way you act with your brain, like grabbing stuff, moving your arms. There's the same accomplishment on equipment. You can do the same thing. You can become part of that machine once you master it and you learn it, and you really learn it. Because a lot of guys, they just jump in there without asking, without anything, and there you go, accidents happen, mistakes, injuries, even death. Again, that's hard to say, but it's true. I mean, you have to make sure you really take the time to those trainings. So there is videos, there is websites, you can register a PG&E, and most of the utility companies, they'll give you the training for free. Again, you can send your guys there for the whole, sometimes they do 8-hour training on some PG&E facilities, sometimes they do it online. I mean, there is many ways you can find this information and start applying it to be safe. I was working on another project in Hayward like 5 years ago, and I was doing grass renovation, just grass. Taking 2 inches of soil with the sod cutter. Guess what? The cable line was there. No pipe, anything, just the bare wire there. And I broke the wire, or I ripped it with the machine, cut it. So the guy lost internet and everything. So, and guess what? I didn't have to pay anything because I marked for utilities, and that wasn't put up to code. So they had to come and fix it and reimburse the customer for the interruption. So that's a big thing that you have to learn. Like, don't hesitate, just do it. I know it's a little bit annoying because you're gonna, I had to do this 3 days before, and sometimes we're in a rush, and that's the important thing to do. Your overhead, your numbers, because if you don't understand the numbers, then nobody's paying you to do that, and you're not gonna be willing to do it because you're doing work for free, basically. No, take the time, learn that, and take action. So once you have everything is marked and completed, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to call back, like close the ticket. It will expire automatically, but you will have that on your record. And then once you register there, they're gonna keep send you emails for new laws, new things. You can unsubscribe if you want. I won't recommend it because they'll give you a lot of good information. Like the other day too, I got a call from a random guy. It wasn't from PG&E, so it sounds like a scam sometimes. But he told me, "Oh, I need your information because we're gonna mail you a package with employee safety for overhead power lines." That's another thing we take for granted, because we do trees as landscapers. We do tree work, either trimming, planting, and many things. So we have to understand the overhead power, the lines, the high voltage lines. Those lines are very hot or very dangerous. You need to stay away 10, 15 or more feet away so you don't get electrocuted, because the static electricity can travel through the air and moisture, and if it's a foggy morning, something like that, you can get electrocuted. So you have to pay attention to that too. And I see a lot of guys, man, out there climbing trees very close to the power line, man. That tree is touching the line is touching the tree, you're gonna get electrocuted or shocked. if you get shocked, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, you walk away and you will laugh about it, but some people don't live to count that thing. To make sure you understand that. So overhead is the thing. And also they'll tell you too how far away you need to be planting trees. So so people don't go chopping down. You see in the streets there's this flat part of the tree, and then there's branches around it because the power line goes in the middle. Because again, those trees were planted way back in the probably 80s, 90s, where there were not a lot of inspection, a lot of knowledge there. But now the industry is evolving, and now they put in all these regulations, all those advices for you, so you don't do those mistakes. But people keep doing it because we don't want to learn and understand the industry, how it's evolving. Most of us, we stay behind years because that's the way we have been trained or teach or that. And we don't want to learn the new way because we feel comfortable in that way. We've been doing it for so many years, doing it wrong, thinking we're doing it right, and it's the wrong way. So make sure you always invest on yourself to grow, because otherwise you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna lose a lot of money paying on fines, tickets, and whatever thing, or you can even go to prison. If someone dies for that, you can go to prison. And all those trainings, all this, even though it's free for you, that will increase your profit, because you have to charge more to implement safety on your crew, because cones are gonna be involved, caution tape, barricades, permits to close streets sometimes, or whatever permits. So now your profit margin has to be increased too, so you can get the money paid back. But if you don't want to do that, then again you're just gonna be working for free, and that's why sometimes we ended up losing money and just working like crazy without any profit. So it's very important that you take the time and energy to call the A11 number, and then I will put the link on the website too. So, and then I will, if you want, make in the comments or anything, an email or text. If you got my number, I can do a short video of how to do that on the computer, step by step, how to do the login or the sign up on the website. And also to call, you can call. I don't recommend calling because it's a little bit more tedious. But it's Spanish too. They have both English and Spanish in the call, but they're gonna ask you all the information, and sometimes it's overwhelmed. You have to give the right address, the cross street, the near street, whatever. So make sure you have all that information too, because they're gonna ask for it, and sometimes they're not patient, because again, imagine how many calls they get through the whole state, because I believe it's A11 North, the website, if I remember right. So it's A11 North or Underground North, something like that. So that means it's Nevada, California together. So imagine how many calls they get per day, and you wanted to do it, and then you don't have the information. They're gonna start telling you, oh, you're not ready, go ahead. I mean, they will try to help you as much as they can, but they're gonna tell you, hey, please make sure you have all the information, otherwise you're just crowding our line or our system. So make sure you have the information, the address, everything, and you don't need the homeowner, just the address. But just in case, if you will have it anyways for your contract, so have that information ready. And emergency contact, who is gonna be on site. So if you are just the estimator and you're not there on site, put your guy's name and number. Again, it doesn't matter if he doesn't speak English, just put the number that they will find a way to communicate with him or whoever is in charge of that project. So take the time, take the knowledge, participate, and again, those services are free, but I'll be more than happy to do a second episode, a second show with more details, with more into this, with more information about how you can become successful on this. And don't take it for granted again, because you can save a life or life. Many people can get hurt by not doing this. So thank you for tuning back on the Diary of the Landscaper, a podcast for you to grow and learn from the landscape industry, from the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you want to learn from any topic regarding the landscape industry, put it in the comment or DM us, and we will be more than happy to do a episode based on that request. This podcast again is created for you to learn and to share the knowledge, and that way you can be successful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow and rate us on YouTube or podcast episodes on Spotify. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and also on Instagram, TikTok, and that's all the social media that we are. So and everything under the Diary of the Landscaper, where you can follow on us, and we put a little bit of shorts on TikTok and Instagram from these episodes, so people can get involved. So, and if you ever want to be interviewed, feel free and DM us to get you on board. Thank you for watching, and stay green, my friend. The Diary of the Landscaper.